Aren't you tired of this soy-based entertainment? Well, let the world know by ordering your Soylo, a Soy Wars Story t-shirt, or Tico, a Soy Wars Story t-shirt. Both come in all kinds of sizes from small to 5XL. We're sure we can fit you. And thank you very much for your support of the channel. The link is below in the description. Man, it's exciting. Suddenly I'm a t-shirt merchant as well. Humble Frog, Ink, and t-shirt merchant. Thanks, guys. Hey, all right. Thank you for that artificial applause. Thank you for that simulated enthusiasm. Yeah, a little synthetic love. That's just what I needed this morning. Turns out that's what Lando Calrissian needs too. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I am a comic book artist, and I have been for 25 years. Quarter of a century. I'm also an illustrator. Maybe you didn't know this. I illustrated Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. So if you've read that book and you saw those drawings, those were by your host, me. Hi. Also, great big Star Wars fan. Love Star Wars, and that's what we're talking about here. We are T-minus 3 days away from the premiere of Soylo, a Soy Wars story, and that means that we are that much closer to me never having to say that again. I hate the name of this movie. Solo, a Star Wars story. It's too many S's. It's really hard to say. It doesn't exactly roll off the tip of the tongue. Neither does Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I've gotten used to it, but other people tell me that it is a mouthful, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Anyway, I will commit to saying Comic Artist Pro Secrets forever, but I can't say this anymore. Look at this. What the holy hell is going on? 41% want to see this movie. How do you feel? Are you excited about this weekend? Have you packed? Have you hired a babysitter? Have you bought a ticket? Are you making plans to see Solo, a Star Wars story? Well, if not, you join about 2/3 of the planet. 59% of human beings are going to stay home from this movie. They have joined this boycott that was begun by one lone high school student who stood up against the Star Wars shills of Disney, who stood up against those clowns, and he said, no. Star Wars does not mean what it used to mean to me. And this fellow's name was Gabriel. It's a very angelic name, and he received a lot of pushback for that, but we backed him up. And now 2/3 of the planet joins Gabriel, shoulder to shoulder. They're not going to go see this movie. They're not going to go see it. 66% of critics who know what they're talking about, or actually 34% of critics who know what they're talking about. I don't know about the 66%. I don't know what these guys are talking about, but 34% of critics who know what they're talking about have dismissed this movie. They've dismissed it. They say it belongs in hell. They wish it was never made. Those are harsh words, but I am quoting. From top critics. They wish that this movie, every single film canister. Do they still put movies in film canisters? I don't know. But every single one should be burned, destroyed, never seen the light of day, treated like propaganda, treated like communist propaganda. It should be thrown into the ocean. Nobody should ever have to see it because it's harmful. It's harmful for good people and their souls. And I don't know if that is an overreaction to this movie or not. I haven't seen it yet, but they have. And that is the difference. So I'm going to trust their more educated opinion, their more informed opinion about this film, and I'm just going to say, well, boy, I'm going to wear a hazmat suit into the theater. I'm going to have to. Either that or it'll be kind of like Clockwork Orange. Just pry open my eyeballs with toothpicks. I'm sure I'm going to see some horrible things. Why? Why am I going to see horrible things? Why would I think that? Why would I think that going into a movie theater to see a Star Wars movie, I might fall prey to visual horror? Why? Why do I think that about this film? What's led me to believe this? I don't know. Could it be that Donald Glover on Lando's sexuality in Solo? How can you not be pansexual in space? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When I go to the moon, I'm lesbian. It just happens. It's how can you not be? Let's see him expand upon this. Please expand upon this idea. Is it expand or expound? Expound is probably, yeah. Jonathan Kasdan made news last week when the co-screenwriter of Soylo, a Soy Wars story, responded to a question by the Huffington. Never respond to any questions by HuffPo, ever, never do it. That was his first mistake. As to whether Lando Calrissian was pansexual, only they would ask a question like that. only they would ask a question like that. That's ridiculous, you know? Hey, is Chewbacca a furry? Is he? Well, I guess he is, actually. I mean, quote, I would say yes, answered Lasden. Yeah, you would say yes. You would. There's a fluidity, and don't, please, with the fluids, the fluid talk, to Donald and Billy D's portrayal of Lando's sexuality. I don't think so. I think Billy D was very direct about wanting some lovin's from Princess Leia. Very direct about it. There was no fluidity. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten a more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. I think all of them might be, though, honestly. I don't know why you have to say that. I think it's time, certainly, for that. And I love the fluids, sort of the spectrum of sexuality that Donald appeals to, and that the droids are a part of. What the There it is, right there. Some of you said he doesn't really want to bang his robots. You're just saying that. No. I'm not saying that. Jonathan Kasdan, who also has a circular head. I don't know what it is with these guys with frisbee-shaped heads and their weirdness. They're weird. Why? Why is it that if your head is shaped like that, why if you look like Globey from Pee-wee's Playhouse, why are you so weird? He doesn't make any hard and fast rules. Oh, he's impotent. I think it's fun. I don't know where it will go. Apparently it'll go anywhere, Jonathan. Apparently it'll go into C-3PO. Apparently it'll be R2 Me Too pretty soon. Hashtag Me Too. Yeah, I believe droids. So when Dong Lover showed up alongside Alden Ehrenreich, Emilia Clarke, and Paul Bettany for Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Town Hall, that will air on SiriusXM's Entertainment Weekly Radio, Channel 105, on Thursday. So they definitely want you to hear this. Look at all this. Where should I be listening? Where will I get the best reception to hear this news? Entertainment Weekly? Where should I be? What should I be wearing when I'm watching this program or listening to it? We asked the man who plays Lando if we was aware. Garbage tier. Even Entertainment Weekly. Garbage tier. You know what? It's the subject matter. I really think it's the subject matter that brings out the garbage tier. We asked the man who plays Lando if we was aware of Lando's pansexuality while making the film. It's idiocracy. Quote, how can you not be pansexual in space? Responded Dong Lover as Ehrenreich and Clarke expressed surprise at hearing the news for the first time. Surprise? Horror? Shock? Quote, there are so many things to have sex with. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think that was that weird. He's coming on to everybody. I mean, yeah, whatever. It just didn't seem that weird to me, because I feel like if you're in space, it's like, the door's open. It's like, no, only guys or... It's like, no, only guys or girls. No, it's anything. This thing is literally a blob. Are you a man or a woman? Like, who cares? Have a good time out here. Gravity. Gravity is the only thing that keeps someone's sexuality in check, evidently. Gravity and the lack of options. Look, I mean, women are okay. I dig them. I guess if I were gay, I'd think that guys were okay, but I would kind of wish that, I could float around in space and stick it in porcupine aliens. I don't know. I'd be interested in making love to space fungus. There just aren't enough choices here on Earth. There aren't enough choices. Now, most normal families are reacting to all of this news with varying degrees of shock, alarm, and disgust. It's hard to imagine anything that would convince wide swaths of American families to stay home from a Star Wars movie on the premiere weekend, but perhaps news that Lando Calrissian is aroused indiscriminately by alien orifices, that might do it. John Campea, who is a famous Star Wars critic, had this to say about this growing divide that he feels in Star Wars fandom. The real thing dividing the Star Wars fandom and killed it for me. That is a poor use of the English language, in my opinion. Yesterday, I had the privilege of getting online and sharing my thoughts about a movie I enjoyed. I find the absolute purest joy in being a film fan is the ability to share your joy, with other people. People who may or may not experience the same positive reaction to that film as you did. What the fuck? But there is joy, in sharing your enthusiasm nonetheless. It's the best thing about being a film fan. John, I don't know you very well. This reminds me of somebody in a raincoat finding joy and rubbing up against me on a crowded bus. Now, I may not experience the same positive reaction to his joy as he's experiencing, but there is joy to him in sharing his enthusiasm with me nonetheless. Yeah, that's weird. That's ew. But yesterday, something different happened, something I've not seen in comic book movie fandom for a little while now, but not something I've seen in full, brutal, toxic force like I did yesterday. Stop talking about it like it's a tampon inserted the wrong way around. Just relax. Just relax. It's just people who don't like Star Wars anymore. It's alright. I got online and I shared my thoughts and experience with a movie I enjoyed quite a bit. Solo, a movie I very openly had some doubts about, but ended up having a fun and enjoyable time with. It made me very happy. Sounds like a blind date with a midget. Obviously, I fully expected some people to agree and some to disagree when they eventually saw the movie, but that's half the fun of it, the sharing and the discourse that follows. But yesterday was different. Yeah, so basically he's rubbing up on people in a bus, a crowded bus with no pants on, and that was fine. That was joyous until yesterday. Something happened yesterday, and yesterday was different. He'd never seen anything like it until yesterday. So what happened yesterday? What happened? Following sharing my feelings, it's like a drum circle. It's like a hippie drum circle. With my fellow film fans, the personal attacks began. The assault included, but were by no means limited to. This is all poor use of the English language, John. The following, in parentheses, these are taken directly taken from my comment section, copied and pasted prior to the blocking. You fucking chill. You can see all these awful things. All this stuff looks like it was cut and pasted from my comment section, actually, directed at me. Shill, 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 more mindlessly repeating what they heard someone else to tell them to say. Shill. John, I wonder if you see the irony in this. They were just trying to share their opinion with you, that you are somebody who mindlessly repeats what you're being told to say. And you disagree, but they're taking joy in it anyway. They're taking joy in sharing with you how they feel about your reviews. They're calling you a shill. Yeah, so there's a lot of sharing. There's a lot of sharing going on here. Yeah, I could go on. There were literally over 200 of these in the comments section of my review, not to mention the tweets and a few other methods of communication. Whew. Yeah. Smoke signals? What caused this assault? What brought on this wave of toxicity? This. I said I liked a movie I liked. I said a movie gave me some joy. Stop it. Stop it. It just sounds like a hippie talking about getting a blowjob. Stop it. Excuse my language. Hate that word joy. It's joy and moist together. Put the word joy and moist together and it'll make you physically ill. Especially, when you apply those two words to somebody who's kind of hairy. John isn't hairy, I'm just saying. Hippies. Made me feel happy and gave me a fun time. A fun time. Again, sounds like a blowjob from a midget. Applied to a hippie. So that's the general tone of all this. And that's where we are now. If someone says that they like something we don't want them to like, or vice versa for that matter, we need to strike them. Strike them hard. As insulting, as brutal, as personal as we can make it, because the idea that we can all still enjoy different things and have different opinions about movies and celebrate fandom together is inconceivable. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to write a whiny essay, making yourself out to be the victim because you received 200 messages calling you a shill because they didn't like your review. That's going to happen. I mean, this is going to be a controversial movie. I'm going to give my honest review. I'm sure I'm going to be on the receiving end of a lot of people making fun of my thumbs. They're going to say, hey, Ethan, take those toe thumbs and shove them. And I'm going to cry. But I'm going to cry to myself. I'm going to cry alone in a closet or in the shower. I'll be crying. I'll be sitting in the fetal position in the shower crying. I'm not going to write an essay, and I'm not going to blame them. All right. John, will you at least lie to me about this? I'm not going to lie. It hurt. Oh, man. Which I suppose was the point of the attacks, to hurt me because I liked the movie. I think you're taking this way too personally, John. It's just my opinion. But it didn't hurt me in the way you think. You see, I've been an online film pundit for a long time, longer than most in this business. I can handle anonymous keyboard warriors lashing out and wannabe internet tough guys. No, what really, truly, deeply hurt, was watching just how toxic and cancerous film fandom has become. We've seen it in the DC v Marvel circles for a while, and now it's crept into the Star Wars fandom too. Yeah, they're SJWs. Film fandom, something I've loved almost as long as and almost as much as film itself, particularly Star Wars film fandom, has become a purely unhealthy place. Yeah, SJWs. I've hated the Star Wars prequels for a long time. Why? They were good. I don't want to listen to any of this. No. Yeah. Where does this viciousness come from? Is it a frail insecurity? Dude, you're the one crying. Let me just point out, you're the one writing an enormous whiny essay about being called a shill. I can think of worse things to be called. Toe thumbs. That's the worst thing to be called. Nobody calls you toe thumbs, as far as I know. Maybe they should. Is the thought that my opinion isn't valid or hold any worth? If there are others who disagree, therefore I have to lash out at them to validate my own opinion? Yes. That's precisely it. The health of a fandom isn't measured by how much everyone agrees in it. No, it's not. It's measured by how they treat each other when they don't agree. Okay. Back in the day, some hated the prequels, others loved them. Yet amongst the heated debates, we all still celebrated that we were all Star Wars fans together, regardless of which side of the debate we were on. Yeah. We should all treat each other nicely, John. But not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody. 200 people called you a shill out of your, 650,000 subscribers? Not everyone is going to come and be nice to you. That's something that you learn in kindergarten, something you have to cope with. Some people are mean. Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to hate Chewbacca. Chewbacca didn't do anything. You don't have to blame Chewbacca for this. You don't have to blame Dagobah. You don't have to blame Hoth. You can blame the AT-ATs. It is AT-AT. Stop telling me how do you pronounce ATST. It's AT-AT and ATST and IG-88, but it is AT-AT. Thank you. Yeah. However, this is now a viciously divided fandom. Viciously divided. Not because of the quality of the movies, but because of the toxic nature and complete intolerance exhibited by those within it. You like something we don't, then we need to attack you, abuse you, insult you, berate you, and marginalize you. Yeah. Marginalized is bad. That's very, very bad. You don't want to be marginalized. Yeah. Your joy is an insult to us. Your enjoyment and love of something we don't is an affront to us. This is a little bit nutty. Am I the only one that feels this way? Is this a little bit nutty? Is this a little cuckoo? Yeah, is this a little cuckoo-luku? Johnny, have you gone cuckoo-luku on us? It's a little wacky, a little wackadoo. This is what is dividing our fandom. This is what's killing our fandom. This is what's killed my love of Star Wars fandom. John, that's fine. I'm here to bring it back. Comic Artist Pro Secrets is here to restore fandom in real Star Wars, the real Star Wars films. John Campia at Collider Video has renounced his fandom. Comic Artist Pro Secrets has picked it up and are running with it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where all the real Star Wars fans are right now, right here on Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm not going to whine at you. I mean, maybe a little, but not really, not all the time. Not often. I'm not going to rub myself up against you on a crowded bus through a raincoat. I'm not going to do it until I know you all better. One last thing, and maybe it's too personal, but I'll say it anyway. This whole thing has left me sad. It is odd sadness I feel over a disillusionment and shattered ideal I had of what film fandom was to me. It bums me out, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. Seek medical help. Yeah. Get on medication. That's not normal. That is abnormal. Yeah, go talk to your doctor. Are you okay? Do you need? Yeah. This is a dude who just a little while ago said that people who were making fun of Soylo, a Soy War story, were nut-sucking crybabies. By the way, this is a guy who basically attacked all of my fandom, all of my followers, all of my subscribers by calling them crybabies because we didn't like what Disney was doing to our beloved characters. Yeah, it's not about a divided fandom. It's not about who's enjoying what. It's about the fact that Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Lando Calrissian, and Chewbacca have all been disgraced and replaced with really super bland stand-in characters, one-dimensional, who mean nothing. The Force has been marginalized. That doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah, that's kind of why. That is kind of why the men in all Star Wars films are ridiculous, obnoxious, or evil, ineffective, ineffectual, depressed, rude. No heroes anymore. That's why, John. That's why people are complaining. They're complaining for those reasons. They don't like the way their heroes are being portrayed. They don't think this is in the spirit of Star Wars. Now, you disagree, and you're free to do so. That is what your enormous platform affords you. But when you get a little bit of pushback and you retreat into this, one wonders if you're the type of guy who's going to crack under questioning. This is very, very strange behavior indeed. Comic Artist Pro Secrets will never crack under questioning. Never. Alright guys, well anyway, this video has gone on so long. When you hit your knees tonight, ask God to show a little love to John Campea. If you know him, reach out to him, make sure he's okay. He is a big part of the fandom. He's certainly welcome to be in it. But he can't call us nut-sucking crybabies. Or else we're going to start calling names. And we're very good at it here on Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Hey, I want to thank everyone for all of the things that they do to support this channel. I want to thank you for clicking a thumbs up. I want to thank you for subscribing. Check to see if you're still subscribed, by the way. YouTube is randomly unsubscribing people, from what I understand. Just make sure you're still subscribed. The bell is still hit. Hey, I also want to thank people who donate to the Patreon. Thank you so much for all of your contributions. Just $1 or more per month makes a big difference around here. And also thank you to everyone who donates to the Super Chat during my live streams. You're all wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, there's a link below in the description. And yeah, I want to thank you guys again. Thank you.